4.11 patch notes. There's a new god. I'll cover that in the end. And he actually looks really interesting. New Anubis skin, nobody cares. New Odin skin, nobody cares. New Tyr skin, it's super cool. New Osiris skin, super cool. New Nox skin, super cool. Camazot skin's alright. Masteries. Emotes. The new event thing. I guess that's the thing. His armpit had golden textures. Glad they fixed that, man. Oof, that was the real issue with the Baka skin, let me tell you. Armpit golden textures. That's the real issue. So for this one, for this one, they pretty much they took input from the pros, and so that's kind of where they had most of the fixes. There's not a whole lot of changes in this patch, so I'm just gonna go over it real quick. Gauntlet of Thebes, which has consistently been a really strong support item. Reduce the health on it by not a lot. Reduce the aura is the main big deal with it. So, you know, good nerf, because this item has been way too strong, and it was like a must pick up for all sports. Salve, increase protections, reduce aura. This is also good. I mean, supports have just been like always picking up aura items because they're really fucking strong, and it doesn't nerf it out of unpickability, but it allows for other items. But oh, what the fuck? But it's still gonna be picked up like all the fucking time. So like, all right, I just make sure. Shifters become really fucking strong because it gives 70 fucking power, and it's been picked up on like everyone, considering like ADCs would pick it up just because it gives you 70 fucking power for what used to be 2350. Honestly, 150 gold, not a big nerf at all. They should have just nerfed the stats of this item. Either that or up the gold a lot more. I mean, stone cutting is like 2600, and that gives you only 50. Like, this gives you 70. It's just wild. And then also, if you get below half, it'll give you a shitload of protections too. Making characters that are super squishy fairly tanky is just never good. Okay. Dodgy thing. I mean, I really haven't fucked around with this character a lot. She's not really been available in ranked. This is a huge fucking nerf. To be fair, Fafnir's been like super fucking strong, like all the fucking time. Because his early game's not the greatest out of all the Guardians, but his late game's fucking tremendous. This doesn't nerf him. This doesn't nerf him like completely out, considering like 20% is a big deal, but it's not a deal breaker, I guess. His buff is really what's gonna solidify his late game, though. You know. So the fact that like you can buff your entire team and increase all of their like attack speed and damage just pretty much swings the team fight a lot in your favor. Fafnir buff, Frenzy, Shell, they can't kill you, and you just just use a shitload of like all of the damages. It's pretty massive, but this is still a pretty big deal. Weakens his early game. Well, not really as early, but weakens the strength late game, so they can he can't just hit one person with it and slow the entire team like tremendously, because the area for this is absolutely absurd. So for it to be 20%, it's perfectly fine. Big nerf, but needed. This is a bit of a kind of a buff. I mean, only 5% is really not a big deal, but first 3, like, I don't know. This character's already really fucking strong. Like, his 1 just does so much fucking damage. His 2 is literally like a silence that lasts almost forever. And then his 3 is like a stun into a knockup, which lasts a really long time. And then you have your Dharmic Pillars, which does a shitload of damage and slows. There was no reason for this character to get a buff, honestly. He's pretty fucking broken. Although I will admit he doesn't work on every single team comp, so, you know. And Nemesis, reducing your passive. I don't know why, but like, fuck this character. So like, go ahead. Nemesis is such an annoying character. Only people who don't like Nemesis are the people that play her. The whole ult Thunder, nobody has any protections. This is kind of useless because a lot of people just use this character as an ult bot. And, you know, if you build attack speed, then yeah, you can stack this up, but not as many people do that as they should. So overall, oh, sorry, I should go over the new god. So he's kind of like a stance switcher, but he can't. Well, he can. He doesn't just press a button to switch stances. And I'll explain that a bit. It's all on his passive. So, this dude, has. His mana bar is capped at 100, and he only regens up to 25 mana. Like if you go back to base, you're only gonna get 25 mana, so you won't have the full 100 mana. Hitting abilities, basic attacks, or allies, and himself. So if he hits somebody, like with an ability or a basic attack, or if he gets hit or one of his allies gets hit, then he'll gain mana. And after he gets above 85 mana for 3 seconds, he transforms into this dude. And he grows like really big, and all of his abilities gain new shit. Except for this one. This one's the same. Now, gains power and maximum health, and his abilities change. Okay. The main issue with this is all of his MP5 is converted to HP5, and his health is converted to mana. That's kind of broken. You know, you can buy an item like Trans and get a shitload of health and like HP5 and a shitload of power. You know? Or you can get an item like, fuck, I don't want to do that. Yeah, alright, and they suck at their job. Or you can get an item like, Breastplate of Valor, you know? And that 300 health is going to be converted to, or 300 mana is going to be converted to health, so it makes you automatically way more tanky than the person you're laning against. So, if you're playing him, Breastplate of Valor infinitely becomes more viable than, what's it called? Mystical Mail. Although Mystical Mail would stack up your passive quicker, it would still be more expensive and be less worth overall. Because Breastplate of Valor would give you the same amount of health but more protections. It just wouldn't have the passive. But you would have more CDR, meaning more damage. This dude thrusts his spear forward. It's a line ability. Damage all enemies in front of him and stunning the minions only. Hitting enemy restores 6 mana, max of 18. Also it has anti-healing on it. Oh yeah. Reduce the healing taken by 4 seconds. That's pretty long too. It didn't say how much anti-heal though. When he's in Berserk form, he like slams the ground, still a line ability. Damages and roots all enemies in front of him. Really, really cool. Vents his anger as superheated stream, increasing the movement. It's a mystical male thing. He uses this and it lowers his mana bar so that he doesn't Hulk out sooner than he wants to. So, it increases movement speed. Yeah. And it has a mystical male effect to it. But of course, they don't include any fucking numbers, so I wouldn't know. This is a leap. Slams down. It's kind of like a circle area with like a little line out in front. It's hard to describe. Um, do 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 do. Again, restores mana in berserk form. It's literally just he leaps and does damage. About it. In berserk form, he charges forward. It's a dash, and he like driving strikes enemies, sort of thing. Just no stun, so it just pushes them. And then this is ult. He swings his spear, knocks up enemies. In berserk form, he like has a tremor effect for a while. So it's kind of like Bacchus ult and Kabrak and Tremor at the same time. Honestly, oh, I guess they didn't include that on here. But you're not really gonna want to ult in berserk form as much. I think that just ulting for the knockup, which will then give you, if you hit enough people, it'll give you enough just to transform, as long as you're paying attention to your mana bar. It'll give you enough to transform, and then, you could just Hulk out on the enemy team, root people, push people, And Vent Anger is always active when you're in Berserk mode. So you're constantly like losing mana, and you stay in Berserk mode for like 25 seconds. But so yeah, really, really interesting kit, and I think that's really the main way you're gonna want to utilize it. Knock up, and it's a big AoE as well. It's like I want to say it's close to Fields of Love. It might be the same size. It might be slightly smaller, but I mean it's a really big fucking knockup. So if you just use this for the knockup, and then you'd Hulk out, and then root, push, and your cooldowns are reduced in Hulk mode. So you have a lot bigger impact on the team than, if you Hulk out first, then you're going to have less time in the team fight to be Giant Man. Also, you're going to be sending people like all over the fucking place when you ult, because they literally just like shake for a while. Like I said, it's like Bacchus ult and Kabrak and Tremors. Because it has the tremor effect, but it lasts a little while, sort of thing. So yeah, New God, really, really interesting. I'm excited because it's another warrior and it's another person to play in the solo lane. He looks like he might be kind of broken, mainly just for the passive. If they made it where you don't get your mana and MP5 as HP5 and health, I think he'd be fine. But other than that, really, really interesting design. I'm really, really excited to play this character. A lot of cool skins in this new patch. This is just tier 2, but even that's alright. Mastery's being fixed. Good thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later.